Hey yo, did y'all know Gap just put out a new collection with the streetwear brand Palace? Let's talk about it. Hey, what up, y'all? This is another episode of Beats and Billboards, and like I said, Gap and Palace have a new collection together. Now, for those who have never heard of Palace, it's a streetwear brand. It's based in the UK, London to be exact. My bad if I'm messing up the geography. But yeah, a lot of people call it the British Supreme. So it's a skate brand. It was started in 2009 by Lev Tanju. After he graduated college, he found himself skateboarding a lot, clicked up with a few people, started this brand, and since then they put out some collections that are highly acclaimed in the market, and they've really carved out a space for them in the streetwear world where people are loving what they do. Now, on the other hand, you've got Gap, right? We talked about it in an earlier episode, but they partnered with Tyler. We saw that they've done some work with Dapper Dan, a second collection that just came out actually. They're really pushing hard into high-low fashion, and they're really trying to capture that Gen Z consumer. So what did they do? They partner with Palace, of course. Now, the collection itself comes with a lot of dope apparel. They've got rugby shirts, they've got t-shirts, they've got hats. I even picked up a few, so maybe I'll make another video when they come in the mail. But an interesting thing about this, what I like about it from a marketing angle, is just this commitment that Gap is showing to really reaching out to a new consumer, right? So with the Dap collection, right, with Dapper Dan, you can tell they're trying to reach out to millennials, get really deep into those hip hop roots, work with someone that even Gen Xers would know, of course, which would be Dapper Dan, and touch that audience. But then they come around and work with a Gen Z icon like Tyler and really just reach out to Gen Zers again, the up and comers. And then they double down by saying, you know what? A lot of these consumers are shopping and doing fast fashion. They're really into streetwear. They're really into like hype culture. So they say, yo, let's partner with one of the best streetwear brands that's killing the market right now. And they tap Palace. And overall, what you get is a bit of marketing magic, right? So to promote the collection, they put out about a 1-minute short film. It's called Life Goes Fast Real Quick. If you check it out, basically the main characters in the short film are kids. They're like 9 or 10 years old, but they're talking about adult stuff. Like, I don't want to give away how the commercial ends, but like they're leaving the house and going to the coffee shop and then getting picked up by their friends and talking about what they have to do later that day. But the stuff they have to do is like stuff that me and you would have to do, like pay taxes or something.
My knees snapped. Like, they didn't snap, they popped.
Like, when I'm skating, I feel so young, but I'm so old.
So overall, the short film creates a bit of anticipation for the actual collection that comes out. And then when you go to Palace's site, you see that they have a nice layout of all the pieces and a little bit of free game for my fans out there, or my friends who are following along. Sometimes if the streetwear brand is known to sell out in a couple of seconds, go to the partner's website, and that might give you a little bit more time to actually cop the pieces before they're off the shelf. That's what I had to do. Some of the more coveted pieces were still gone, but regardless, I think this is a slam dunk for both brands for some of the aforementioned reasons. I think what brands can learn from this is that Gap is really kind of putting on a bit of a masterclass of how to reach all these different generations at the same time, right? So we talk about cross-generational marketing a lot. We talk about doing things that appeal to a wide swath of consumers. How do we capture Gen Z? Oh my God, it's another collab. All these different things that we talk about in our industry. But I think when it's done nimbly and with a little bit of purpose, right, you get something like this. They didn't just reach out and get, Supreme, which they very well could, and that's no shot at them. They went a little bit more nuanced, right? They went and got an overseas partner who's budding in the same way. So now you kind of capture overseas consumers too. So it kind of reinforces Gap in their mind as well. They're kind of creating new memory structures with some of their fans consumers who might not know them in that market. So I think that's a really dope thing to keep in mind, especially knowing that we're moving towards more of a global economy and really a more global entertainment space, from music to, again, fashion to, of course, streetwear. All that said, I give this a 10 out of 10. I'll probably make another video when my pieces from the collection come in. But with that said, this is another edition of Beats and Billboard. Gap, if you see this, holla at the kid. Palace, y'all see this, holla at the kid. Let's make some magic happen. With that said, we'll catch y'all next week. Peace.